Blue smoke and gimmicks, and those are just a few of the choice words Senator Grassley has for Senator Reid's debt ceiling plan. Not exactly an endorsement, but what does he think about the Tea Party stepping up the pressure on Republicans? Now, we spoke with Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley. He is a member of the Senate Budget and Finance Committees. Senator, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Okay, so what do you think of Senator Reid's proposal and Speaker Boehner's bill?
Well, I think Speaker Boehner has a bill that's going to get good support. I don't know whether he's got the votes entirely yet. Secondly, his are real reductions. The most important thing about his program is short term, so we get a chance to review this from time to time. I think short term is good for the fiscal responsibility of the federal government, because when you got to review increasing the debt limit, it gives Congress more control over where we're going. The Reid proposal is simply blue smoke from this standpoint that, he calculates a great deal of the savings from things we know are going to be saved anyway.
So is that a gimmick?
Yeah, it's a gimmick from this standpoint that most of the savings comes from what we project 10 months ahead, 10 years ahead, that we would spend in the Iraq and Afghanistan war when we know we're going to be out of there a long time before that. So it's intellectually dishonest to say you're going to have savings from something that isn't going to be spent anyway.
Would he deny that if I asked him that? You say he's intellectually dishonest about it. What would he say?
Well, he would say that, he'd probably say, well, the Republicans did it in the House budget, but the budget never becomes law. If Reid's bill would pass, it'd become law. A budget is nothing than an outline.
So what's good? So he's saying you did it, so we do it?
I think that's probably his argument.
What do you think the American people will think about that? Well, I mean, if both sides sit there blaming each other like that.
Let me tell you, the American people are fed up with the partisanship in Washington. They want us to reach an agreement. A large share of the calls we've gotten since the President's speech Monday night is just get it done.
So does that mean that, there are a couple of factions here. Even within the Republican Party in the House, you have the Tea Party people who say there must be a balanced budget amendment in this bill. We're voting no. That's divided. You've got over here, the Senate says that if the Boehner bill comes over here, it's not likely to pass. If it does pass, the president says he's going to veto it. There's a lot. How do you get over any of these hurdles?
Well, first of all, I have not heard a single member of Congress say they want this government to have default. I haven't heard a single member of the Senate, and I don't remember hearing anybody in the House say that. Secondly, you mentioned the Tea Party. We wouldn't even be where we are today if it hadn't been for the Tea Party's influence in the last election. These people that are not well organized in the sense of being a political party, they're different individuals with different ideas, but they made a tremendous impact on the election, and elections have consequences, and so this debate is entirely different this year than we've had on most spending proposals. It was always are we going to spend more, or are we going to spend less? Today the debate is 100% Republican and Democrat on how much less we're going to spend.
But when you talk about spending, an issue that's near and dear to your heart is let's take the ethanol subsidies.
Sure.
That's an enormous amount of money that we spend predominantly for Iowa. It's a huge amount of money. What do we do about things like that? You don't want to give that one up.
There are no sacred cows when you're in the situation that this fiscal problems of our government is right now.
So you'd give that one up?
We're going to look at everything. Everything's on the table. Everything's got to be on the table. There can't be any sacred cows, and it's got to be related to the proposition that it isn't because we don't have a deficit problem because these people in America are undertaxed. We have a problem because Congress overspends.
So everything's on the table in your mind?
Yes, it has to be.
And in terms of Senator John McCain blasted the members of the Tea Party in the Senate, their Tea Party caucus here in the Senate. Do you agree or disagree with Senator McCain that they are creating more of a problem than they're helping?
Let's put it this way. On any particular day, there may be a problem. But if you look at where we are today compared to where we've been in the last 10 years on fiscal debate within the Congress of the United States, the Tea Party, as reflected through the last election, and elections are supposed to have consequences, and they do have consequences in this instance, we've got a whole new approach to spending in Washington today when we're concentrating on how much less we're going to spend. And when the president submits his budget to the Congress on Valentine's Day with a $13 trillion deficit, and it's defeated on a vote of 97-0, you know very clearly, you have clear proof that things are different in Washington, and it's not different just because Republicans want to make a difference or because Tea Party people want to make a difference. There's a consensus among everybody that things, or let's put it this way, business as usual can't continue.
Does the president think that, do you think?
The president is behind the 8 ball on this. He kind of lost out over the weekend. And so that was his speech Monday, and his speech Monday was a political speech. And can you believe it? He spent the first 2 minutes blaming President Bush for everything. Now, I know that President Bush left a bad situation for this new president, but we're 30 months into the presidency, and it's about time a president start taking responsibility for what he's done. And if you look at any measure of the economy, you pick any measure you want to. It was bad when he took over January 2009, but he has made the situation worse in every one of those measures.
Senator, nice to see you. Thank you, sir.
Glad to be with you.